I made it through my first week of One Book July. Let's check in and see how things are going. Hey everyone, so I shared with you guys in last week's video that I was going to be participating in One Book July for the first time ever. If you're not sure what One Book July is, it is pretty much, sticking to one book. I believe when you go back to like the original concept, it's like this whole one book, one pen, and I think one highlighter situation. I'm not 100% sure, but essentially it is One Book July, as it is called. So I decided that for my one book, I was going to jump into the Sterling Ink B6 Common Planner. They recently released their academic year launch planners, and I was like, what a perfect time, especially in the season of life that I'm in, where I can actually devote a little bit more time to setting up a system, really being in one book and focusing on it, and kind of seeing how it goes and discovering pretty much what's been working and what's not been working with my planning style and my planning journey. So let's jump into how the first week went. I did end up getting a Moterm cover for this. I had one in olive green, or I should say I have one because I do still have the olive green cover. I can tell you right now that if you're someone who struggles with hopping around in different planners, sometimes just changing the cover is all you really need to get like a kind of like a fresh vibe, if you will. I do love Moterm covers a lot because they're fairly affordable, when compared to their lookalikes, if you will, like Giglio and things like that, which can cost upwards of, well over $150, $250. These are usually less than $50 depending on the size. They go up in price based on size. So I grabbed a black one since my cover for my Sterling Ink B6 Common Planner is also black. It's so funny because I talk to my friends about this like all the time. When it comes to handbags, I love a brown handbag. When it comes to my planner covers, I'm like obsessed with black planner covers. I don't know why. It's just a thing. Anyway. So I'm not much for like decorating pockets or anything like that. So I just put a couple of stickers that I like. I have this one from Fernie's Retro Plant Shop, which is actually a shop at the Chip and Joanna Gaines place. I'm forgetting the name of it. Anyway, I'll just pop it in here. We went a couple of months ago and I've kept the sticker ever since. I also have one from the Coffee Monsters Co. cup hoarder because if you saw my cup cabinets, you would understand why. I also have a couple more. I think this is from 605 Vibe Designs. I'm not 100% sure, and I do not remember where this one's from. I don't actually have mine like stuck onto the planner. I just have it like tucked into the clear plastic cover, and the clear plastic cover is from Lauren Phelps Designs. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of show you guys what I have added here and there as far as like bits and bobs. I randomly found this Hello, My Name Is sticker in my Go Wild swag, I believe. It from Shop Summit is where it's from, and I never put my name on it. I'm gonna like either letter my name on here or put something like a funny quote in there. I don't know. I grabbed this handle with care, do not bend off of a package I recently got, and from Redbubble, this tiny turtle. He judges you immensely. I love turtles. I've always wanted a pet turtle, by the way, but I hear like the maintenance of a turtle tank can be quite a bit. So I just thought that this was cute, and I'm going to fill it up with more things, but I was like, baby steps. This is only the first week. Then I saw several people putting like their fruit and produce stickers in their planner. So I was like, what a perfect way to use this back page for, because this page right here is like a thicker like cardstock before you get to like the actual Tomoe River paper. So I thought I would use these pages for like stickers and things like that. And then of course I had like one of those containers of like juicy fruit gum, and I just took some undo and took the label off because I thought it was funny, because like juicy fruit isn't actually fruit. Please tell me that you're catching what I'm doing here. Okay. Anyway. Haven't done anything with that page. Haven't really touched the Year at a Glance page. This page, I was going to only do it for just Tombow markers only. And then I thought, you know what? Let's actually go ahead and put the markers and pens that I'm actually loving using in this book, like my actual favorites, and not necessarily just from Tombow, because while I love Tombow markers, I don't use every single one of their markers, so it just made no sense to continue to do a tracker. I know what markers I have them in another book. Every now and then when I update my Tombow tracker, I snap a picture with my phone. I keep it in my phone, so when I'm at Michael's or ordering from Jet Pens, and if I need to meet like a certain free shipping threshold, I'll throw a couple extra markers in there that I may not have as part of my collection, but that does not mean that I'm actually using them all on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I decided to do here. Right now I'm really loving like the Muji pen. I will always love a good Pentel Energel Clenna in the 0.5, things like that. And then these are some of my favorite Tombow markers currently, which can change by season. I also have a couple of the Sailor Shikiori markers. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Actually, these are the only 3 that I have, and I absolutely love them. I've been meaning to go on the Jet Pens website and grab a couple more, but they're not very inexpensive, so baby steps. And then of course my favorite Ulta New marker in Honey Drizzle. Like, I probably use this almost every day, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared because I don't think they sell these individually, which means if I lose this or run out, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be real sad. I'm gonna have to find an alternate, which the closest thing is probably going to be something from Tombow. I will find something. Anyway, moving on. I did not do anything with the projects page. I'm gonna really take my time and think about what I wanna use this for. It could very well end up being another swatch page. I have also thought about using it for my washi quilt page, which is something that I started in my hobonichi cousin, where it's like when you just have like those leftover little bits and pieces of washi, you just end up adding it and kind of building on it. Anyway, it's super fun, but haven't quite decided what I wanna do there. I actually did go ahead and jump into the goals pages. Now, like I said, I'm not in a season where I'm setting like big, huge goals, but I decided for the quarter, I was just going to fill in, what my focus was going to be, and then just a couple of goals, but then also underneath it, just kind of to put what I'm reading, watching, listening, and loving for the month of July. So I will fill that in at the end of the month. The habits, I'm just I will go back and tick off the habits after a couple of days. Do I remember to do it every single day at the end of the day? No, realistically, no, I just don't. But I've only put 4 habits in here. Maybe in August I'll add more, but I decided just to keep it simple. Keeping track of the movement is really beneficial for me right now because my movement is kind of limited, right? I'm not doing full-on workouts or anything like that, but these are the 2 days that I went on very short walks because I have been cleared to do that. So that's been awesome. All right, so let's jump into the monthly. I shared last week that even though I was starting this book in July, I was gonna go ahead and still fill out the June monthly because it was there. It just made sense to me. I did go ahead and update my July monthly. I'm just kind of adding things as they pop up. For example, this week I actually do meet with the plastic surgeon again. I have my expanders filled again, but I know that I'll probably have another one in 2 weeks, which will put me right around the 1st or the 2nd of August, but obviously this is not the August layout, so I'll add that when I get that appointment date this Friday, things like that. I'm also adding in a little bit of YouTube, especially just because I am gonna, continue to upload videos pertaining to One Book July. I was going to do my Archer and Olive sub box video last week as well, but I just wasn't up for it, so that's gonna go up this week, and I just kind of did an arrow. I haven't been using a lot of stickers in my monthly pages, or just a lot altogether, so I've just kind of been sticking to marker. If things have to get moved, they'll just get crossed out or get an arrow. It's really quite that simple. All right, let's jump over to the weekly pages, which I am really, really excited for. So the plan wasn't to have it be this jam-packed, but I kind of loved adding in kind of what I did for the day, but also how I was feeling, because a lot of what I'm currently going through in my recovery from having my double mastectomy and the first phase of my reconstructive surgery is kind of gauging how I'm feeling each day and then sort of relaying that to my medical team as needed. So this past week I was dealing with like a lot of muscle spasms, which is not fun when you have essentially plastic bags filled with fluid sutured to your chest muscles. It is, let me tell you, it's not a good time. I had a lot of pain in the first half of the week. I'm also dealing with some nerve pain as well, which is moving to different areas of my chest, and I'm just kind of keeping track of that. So the weeks do not start off looking this busy, by the way. So a good example of this is how this week is starting off. I literally just did my sidebar. I'm about to throw in my meal plan, added in the temperatures for the week. We are dealing with some kind of wacky weather this week just because we do have like a tropical storm headed this way, and those are never fun. But that's how the week typically starts. I just have some things that I know that I'm doing, appointments that I know that I have, and then I will go back and fill in, like, did I have to go pick anything up? What was I doing during my rest time? Did I have any sort of pain or issues? What was I watching? Because you guys know whenever you're home and recovering from something, you're just like watching a lot of TV or reading a lot, coloring, doing whatever activities that you physically can handle at the time. But this right here had me really falling in love with this size. Again, I know it's only week 1, so it's a little like, simmer down, don't get too excited. But I really started to feel like this is why I love this size so much, is because it felt like it just fit really well. And I know that I could probably articulate that a lot better, but I always felt like in the Hobonichi Cousin, like I always had too much space. And in the A6, well, in the Hobonichi, unless you get the supplemental book, you didn't have a weekly view. But I just felt like that was a little bit too small, and this just feels like just right. And I only added like minimal amounts of stickers as I felt I needed. All right, let's hop over to the daily pages. So I had left this page intentionally blank at the beginning. It's literally the very first page after the weekly views end. And I had seen my friend Pasha shared this in one of the Facebook groups. I even put her name up here if you want to check her out. Her handle is @PoshPlans. And it was just like a whole bunch of like little quotes and stuff. And so I just copied them over and just added different color, because I think hers was a little bit more neutral. And I just added using some of my favorite marker colors that I liked, and I just added them in here. You guys saw this last week. If you watched last week's video, this is just kind of like a July title page using some stickers from Randy.Plans and the Happy Planner. And basically here, I just put like a little snapshot of things that were coming up this month. One thing I haven't added is birthdays, and I need to go back and add those to the month of July, and possibly adding the ones for August in there, but I haven't done birthdays just yet. Definitely need to work on those. I have my One Book July sort of recap page that I'm holding on to. The first couple of days, I split the page down the middle, which is, again, what I love about the daily pages in the sterling ink, is that you can do whatever you want with them. So I figured starting off, I was like, let's just keep it simple. I added this sticker from my Quirky Heart Designs sticker order. I have not ordered stickers in forever, and I just love this sticker so much, so I added it in there. The very next day, I got some pens in the mail from Mr. Pen. I gotta say, I wasn't 100% impressed with them. A lot of them were pretty dried out, but I just used this page as a sample page. On Wednesday, I decided to go ahead and just give the page the whole page. And you can see I have one of those like banana stickers there, and that's when I kind of went back and decided, you know what, I know where I'm gonna put those stickers. Anyway, that's how a whole daily page looked. I started this sort of like on this day kind of thing, if there was like something special that I wanted to like highlight for the day. And we actually found a bird's nest in one of our hanging plants. I went to water it, and I had to have Jesse like take it down because I can't reach like above my head a whole lot without it being really uncomfortable. So he ended up taking the plant down for me, and there was a nest there and there was an egg in it. So we immediately put it back. I was like, yeah, we're not messing with that. That plant now belongs to the bird. And so then for like the 4th of July and the 5th, I decided to split the page horizontally instead of vertically. And yes, I spelled Caesar wrong. Happy Caesar salad day, by the way, for all who celebrate. And so I really liked that as well. On Saturday, we took a drive to Fort Worth. It was really like a day where I hadn't really gone to a whole lot of places. So Jesse did the driving because I just can't handle that much driving right now. And it was really cool. It just sort of documented the day and where we went for lunch and my thoughts about, the 6th day of One Book July and how I was feeling. I even annotated in here that I love that I didn't feel pressure to plan every day, because I did not plan on Sunday and I'm not going to plan on Sunday. There just really wasn't that much to put in here as far as Sunday goes. But on Saturday, I just kind of put like some of the receipts from some of the places that we ended up going to. And what was really cool was I got like a little body spray at Anthropologie and they wrapped it in this tissue paper, but then they had like their own tape with their, Anthropologie logo on it, and it came off. It was literally washi tape. I'm sure that if I told someone who worked there, like, you're using washi tape, it would be like, it's just tape. Anyway, but I thought it would be fun to take that tape off and put it in here. And I just used one of my Coffee Monsters Co. subs to do like a little city vibe type of thing here. Anyway, I really liked this page because it was more like memory keeping instead of planning. And I loved that. These 2 pages, what I think I'm going to end up doing, I wasn't going to swatch all of the Crayola markers in here, but I had a few people ask after I shared in stories that I got these markers, wanting to see if they smudged or bled through on the paper. So I think I'm going to use these 2 pages for that, and then start Monday fresh on the left side here, which I may do another horizontal day because, again, I'm not at work right now. Still recovering from surgery and things like that. So I don't necessarily need a whole page every day unless we're doing something a little out of the ordinary, like spending the day out of the house, which was fantastic, by the way. It was much needed. So that is it, guys. Obviously, I still have all of these pages. Have not done much back there. Not gonna really designate a whole lot of pages in the future for things. It's just kind of like as it comes along. I'm really, really loving it. I am loving the freedom of the daily pages not having dates on them so far. I thought that I was gonna struggle with that and just be like, I feel like I'm not being held accountable with having dates on the page or not having the dates on the page. But I also like that, like, the book isn't really telling me what to do. Even when you have dates in the book, doesn't mean you necessarily have to use it for that. But that's kind of where I was struggling in the Hobonichi Cousin, because then I would like skip a week because it didn't feel right to say like journal July 1st on July 6th. So that's kind of where that struggle came from. And I was like, that's what pushed me to kind of go to a book that didn't have the dailies dated, so that I could kind of be in here as I wanted to and designate the pages for whatever the heck I wanted them to be. So that is how week 1 is going. I'm really excited to see what week 2 is going to look like, what my weekly pages are going to look like. I am loving the weeklies right now, so kind of stay tuned, and I will see you guys next week for a week 2 update. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are not subscribed already, and if you are already subscribed, make sure you turn on that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.